Welcome to another very special edition of Accidental Apprentice Podcast. I'm your host, Adam Melnick, and I am here today at the Boys and Girls Club of Durham. And here I have a member of the Boys and Girls Club joining me for this podcast to have a conversation about bullying, a thing that I can't believe we're still talking about, as I've stressed before. But as I'm coming to understand by talking to these experts, is that this is something that is still happening. It still continues to happen in ways that I remember when I was in school. And what is different today is that these experts have advice, they have lessons learned, and they have an ability to share with us ways to combat, to get rid of bullying. So, welcome to the podcast. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
Say hi, everybody.
Me. Hi, everybody.
There we go. Perfect. Okay. So, we've got you here as a resident expert, and so we're going to have a few conversations with you. So, let me ask you straight away, hard-hitting question. Have you or anybody you know ever been bullied?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so that's not a very good thing. How did it make you feel?
I was quite upset.
You were quite upset. And were you upset just when you were bullied?
No.
Were you upset when you went home as well?
Yes.
Were you upset the next day?
Yes.
When else were you upset from that?
It's carried on through a lot of, I can't do this. I'm not good enough.
So
now.
What are some other thoughts about how it made you feel? Were you sad? Were you angry?
Yeah.
Were you frustrated?
I was a little bit frustrated.
And where do you see, or where did this bullying take place?
In kindergarten when I had really, really short hair.
And so what were you bullied about, if you don't mind me asking?
The fact that my hair was short.
That's a thing?
Yeah.
That's a really tough thing to deal with because you can't just change that. I mean, you can make it shorter. When this happened, so when you were bullied and you were picked on, how did you deal with it? What did you do?
I told the teachers.
Oh, and what happened then?
It just kept happening.
It didn't stop it right away, did it?
No.
No. Sometimes bullies just find other ways, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
You're much older now than kindergarten, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what advice would you give someone who's in kindergarten that maybe is being picked on or bullied?
Don't take it to heart. It really doesn't mean anything. And tell a teacher.
Do you think it's good for someone to keep it to themselves?
No.
No. Let me ask you, why do you think people are bullies?
I think it's because they have issues at home or insecurities and they just want to take it out on other people.
I mean, if that was something that, if you were maybe didn't have confidence or you didn't feel good about yourself or you had concerns or things like that, do you think bullying's going to make you feel better?
Not at all.
Not at all. Man, what if I had those types of things, if I was frustrated or I didn't feel good about myself, what could I do instead of bullying?
Talk to someone.
Who would be good to talk to, though?
A teacher, your parent, a friend.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in the school too, right? I mean, there's lots of teachers. It doesn't have to be your teacher, right?
Mm-hmm.
As my expert, I really want to know this because I'm old now. When you see someone else, whether it's a friend or just someone you know or someone you don't even know, just someone else you see being bullied, okay? How does that make you feel?
I feel quite bad for them.
You feel that's called empathy. You feel for someone else, right? And what do you do about that?
I go and I tell a teacher, and then I come up to them, and I try to talk to them.
So you try to talk to the bully?
No.
Oh.
To the person.
Oh, the person that was being bullied.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and what do you say to them? What do you say to someone who's been bullied?
It's gonna be fine. It'll all turn out okay in the end. So
you just be supportive. And a real theme I've caught from the experts today, you be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think being nice is hard?
No.
No. Then why do you think it isn't done that much?
People just don't have it in their hearts.
Do you think more people are nice or more people are bullies?
More people are bullies.
Wow, that's how you feel?
I look around the schoolyard and all I see is people fighting.
And people being mean to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And so what happens to someone who is bullied that maybe is a little older than kindergarten? Because as you get older, it definitely gets different, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Would you say the bullying as you get older becomes meaner?
Yes.
When the bullying becomes meaner, what happens to the kids that are bullied?
They start to feel bad about themselves. They start to hate themselves.
And how does that work at school? I mean, how could you still have a good day at school if you were being bullied?
Not at all.
It's not just in that moment, is it? It's like the next day.
Mm-hmm.
If you're bullied on a Monday, will everything be better on a Tuesday?
No.
Even if the bully's not there that day?
No.
He still sits with you, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I've got a room full of bullies. Okay, they're hidden behind this wall. They can't see you. They're never going to know it's you. Okay, we're going to muffle your voice so they'll never know. So what advice would you give a room full of bullies on what they're doing and what they could be doing? That's a big question, don't worry.
You should stop. It's hurting other people, and it makes a bigger impact than you think.
And what could you do instead of being a bully?
Try to help people.
If you have issues, if you have problems, if you're frustrated, what's better than being a bully?
Definitely go talk to someone.
And is it a bad thing to talk to somebody?
No.
No. I'll give you a secret. As adults get older, we learn that talking about things makes them so much better, so much quicker. If you have something that's bothering you on a Monday, if you don't talk about it, it's still going to be there Friday and the next Monday and the next Monday, because you know what? You have to talk about stuff, and it's perfectly fine to talk about stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Just like you talked about stuff today. So we're here at the Boys and Girls Club of Durham, and it's known as a good place to be. So let me ask you, okay, why do you think the Boys and Girls Club of Durham is a good place to be?
It's a place where you can have fun. It's a place where you can forget about things that have happened at school, and it's a place where you can be yourself.
And it's definitely a place you can have a lot of fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. That's fantastic. Well, I hope someone on the other side of this who either has been bullied or is being bullied or happens to be a bully, right? I hope they heard some of your words of encouragement. And I really appreciate your time today.
Thank you for having me.